he's a character.
He was laughing a lot.
He's a real personality, and he's very smart. He's sharp as you can be, and he's a real leader, and he's pretty mercurial. I don't say that necessarily in a bad way, but he's a pretty mercurial guy. But he was talking to the press a little bit, and, you know, he's not big into talking to the press, but the press came in. Look, bottom line, I think he wants to get something done, but this wasn't the right time.
Still with us, Eugene Robinson and Rick Wilson. Rick, he is a character. He has killed relatives with anti-aircraft fire.
Yeah, burned
that
people
can leave
alive,
a mark.
Starved millions of his people. Yes.
Where does this come from?
Look, Donald Trump is dictator curious. This is a guy who loves these kind of authoritarians. He loves these kind of tough guys, these thugs, these warlord types, because he envisions how he'd love to lead. And I'm not saying he wants to kill his relatives with an anti-aircraft gun.
That was Nick Kristoff's
theory. This is a guy who has a long sort of relationship with loving the strong man, loving the tough guy. And I guess it's projection in some ways, but it really shows us again and again. Who does he trust? Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, the tough guys in the world. Who does he not trust? The American intelligence agencies. He doesn't trust the press. He doesn't trust the institutions around him. He doesn't trust anybody who doesn't suck up to him. And so, you know, when Kim Jong-un learned to play Donald Trump's ego and vanity, it got him to the point where he got him back there a second time so he could prank him a second time in front of the world.
Eugene, you think about and write about big thoughts, and it seems to me one of the last serious vestiges of the city where you live, Washington, D.C., is that foreign policy establishment from CIA to state to Pentagon and beyond that still cares deeply about this.
It does.
We had Donald Trump playing with house money, conducting diplomacy for this country yesterday. His son-in-law is trying to achieve Middle East peace, conducting diplomacy in the Middle East right now, tonight.
What's left of that establishment, yes, cares deeply about a foreign policy, cares deeply about America's place in the world, knows history.
They've kept the peace.
Exactly, but this president is trying to destroy, disrupt, dismantle that foreign policy establishment, and he's had an impact on it. There's no question. I mean, Rex Tillerson's time at the State Department, I think Tillerson was a pretty good guy, but he was a disaster at the State Department. He didn't fill a lot of slots. There was just, you know, it just wasn't happening. President Trump, in his whole national security apparatus in the White House, has never functioned the way a national security apparatus is. And you saw it in the summit. When you see the headlines in the Chiron saying summit collapses, in order to collapse, a thing has to have been a thing. It was never a thing. There was never the scaffolding and preparation done to make it an actual summit. So of course it collapsed. There was nothing there. Can the world's leading military and economic power try to conduct a foreign policy without substance? That's what we're finding out.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.